Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi, everyone. We're trying to be more casual.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think we're cut out for being casual.
No, we're not. We really aren't. I mean, we were pretty casual in the live chat from last week's premiere.
Yeah, so if you guys did not see, we premiered the last episode on YouTube. So that means when it was going live at 3 o'clock on Friday, it did a countdown and we were able to do a live chat with whoever was at the premiere watching. So we talked through the whole episode with whoever was in the live chat, and it was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. I feel like I was exposing myself more than we've already done. And it was fun making jabs at myself because I hadn't watched back any of our episodes aside from the first one until then. And I was like, dang, I say every other second. And then I would catch myself. I'm like, I'm just repeating exactly what Hailie said in different words.
And I also kept catching myself. I think it started on the Lala episode, but then I caught it last episode too, where every time you were talking, I was going, yeah. Like, okay, obviously.
We get it.
But anyways, so that was really fun. And we're going to do it this week too. So Friday at 3 p.m. EST when we go, the podcast goes out on all audio platforms, but then on YouTube, we can do the premiere thing and chat with you guys there. So make sure you come. We came up with like a name for everybody, which was Halians.
I love that. There was Halians, and then somebody said the little duckling sent you the mother hen, and I was
that's cute too.
Cackling. Everyone was really funny. I was telling you, I was like, I wish we could like messages in the live chat because I honestly couldn't keep up with how many comments were going in there, and I would try to put up arrows at things people were saying, but then more people would chat and I looked like I was up arrowing something else.
Oh yeah, a couple times Britt was acting like she was up arrowing things that she should not be.
No, I
seconding. But yeah, it was really fun. So if you weren't part of it, make sure you join next time. We had a lot of fun. And it makes the inside jokes when we do our recaps on Instagram and we put the memes that kind of go with the episode. It makes those so much more funny, I think.
It really does.
So yeah, that was fun. Be a Halian.
A Halian.
Somebody came up with that, and I wish I was paying attention who would have said it. Because now when I'm thinking back on it, I don't remember who said it.
I wonder
Everything
if
was
we
going
can
so fast.
See it. I wonder if there's a way where we can look up what the chat was.
Or comment if you were that person.
Yeah, let us know.
But be honest.
Yeah, truth is truth.
Yeah. And then I think we also need to start off by apologizing to our editor who's about to see this first and own up to we are actually recording this a day later than we normally record because yesterday we both needed a little extra rest.
The effort was there, though. I showed up. Yeah. We were ready.
We were physically ready, but mentally not ready.
We were speaking, and at one point, Evan walked into the kitchen, and I go, I don't know, Evan, we're sleeping. We are not awake. we are speaking and functioning, but we are not awake.
Well, to expose ourselves even further, we decided to go out in Detroit on Saturday, and there was just no reason to act the way that we acted.
We were out of control.
But to be fair, I was thinking about this too. We really haven't gone out in a long time. I feel like we haven't. Besides Chicago, Lala doesn't count. I mean, at home with our friends, I haven't seen a lot of the people that we went with in a long time. So I was probably too excited about that.
Yeah.
And we just took it too far. And then I also had 2 baby showers this weekend. So here I am purposely excessively drinking and they're purposely having babies. So that's where we're at in life. And so we had to push the recording back for the podcast, but it's fine. I feel like we're fresh now.
We are. We're refreshed. We're ready to
get into it all. What else happened this past week? We went to Blake's.
We did. Fall season's among us. It's spooky season.
We're starting really soon. We need to like reel it in a little.
Fall's my favorite season. Halloween is our favorite holiday, and I couldn't be more excited.
Same. I feel like as soon as August is half through, we start thinking about our costumes, planning parties, planning when we're going to go to cider mills or cider tastings.
You have to. I mean,
it's the best time in Michigan, though, I think.
Truly. I like it because you can layer again. It's not so unbearably hot out. We can dress in sweatpants and sweatshirts, and you're not sweating excessively. So I'm a big fan of fall. I'm a pumpkin spice girly at heart, so I have no shame in that.
I can't relate to that one.
It's so bad. At work, I will put a note, like a notification, a meeting request on my entire team's calendar that says it's the return of the pumpkin spice latte to let everyone know, because I track that. And right now there's no telling of when it's going to come back. There haven't been any leaks, so if
oh my god,
you know the people at Starbucks and you have any inside knowledge on when it's coming back,
let me know. For us. Brittany needs to know when.
Needs to know.
Oh my gosh, you're a PSL gal.
No,
but I forgot to say too, we actually, me and Britt, ran into a couple people who recognized us.
Yeah, we did. That was interesting.
It's always so weird, especially when we're like out drinking and stuff.
It always catches me off guard because it's obviously happened with you throughout our entire lives. And I'm always like, who?
I'm so thankful when I'm not alone though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
And so you were there, so I felt a lot better. But sometimes when I'm by myself, it's not that I don't. Obviously, I appreciate everybody that does that. And honestly, thankfully, I can say too, a lot of times when I've run into people and they've recognized me, they don't make a scene. They're very cool about it and respectful. And I appreciate it so much because I'm so awkward as it is. Like if that was somebody just from high school that was like, oh, hey, how you doing? I would already be awkward as it is. But then when it's like somebody who just knows me online, I like freeze.
No, that makes sense because I feel like when I see people from high school that I don't expect to see in public, my voice gets really high pitched for like no apparent reason, and I don't know what to do. So being in your shoes with other people, everyone is really nice though. Like the people we saw this weekend, super nice, super sweet. I remember it happened at the Justin Bieber concert too.
Yeah, they were very nice too.
So nice. Like it was the sweetest couple. They were like by our seats, so I saw them throughout the concert. But
I always feel better too if I'm ready, but a lot of times it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
Thankfully. So when it does happen and I'm not ready, I'm the kind of person, this is crazy, I'm going to expose myself on this, but I get red cheeks. Like I genuinely, remember when you were younger?
Yeah.
You get like red cheeks when you're embarrassed. If I don't have makeup on,
your cheeks do get red.
Fully see my red cheeks. I just don't know what to do with myself. So yeah, like I appreciate it, but it's very, when it's not a scene and it's just like low key and you're just saying hi and stuff, it's so much easier for me to talk. And even a lot of times, one girl I ran into at TJ Maxx Home Goods, and she showed me, she was like, what do you think of these pants? I was about to get these.
I remember you telling me about this.
And I helped her pick clothes and
that's so
TJ
cute.
Maxx, and it was honestly, she was like, I just love your style. I see your stuff all the time on Instagram. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, like no problem. I'll help you. And it was just, those kind of interactions are like the best when it's just normal, casual, not coming right with the camera.
That's definitely happened before too.
And I feel like, thankfully, a lot of the people who watch this or know me from Instagram are a little bit, they're in our generation or like older, so they're not so much right to the phone. So that makes me feel a lot better. But Yeah, it was kind of fun.
It was fun. Saturday was a lot of fun. It was all in all a good day.
Yeah. It just cost us Sunday.
Sunday was
movie
day. A lot of movies. Well, you were at the shower.
Yeah.
I got to watch like 5 movies, eat B-dubs. Wow. It was incredible.
That's crazy. Good for you. Yeah, no, I had to get up and I was so alarmed with myself. I'm like, I have to pull it together. And then we played. It's so funny too, because here I am hungover and we're playing games for this baby that's coming. Our friend's purposely having a child, and here I am hungover and I'm trying to play this game, and it was so funny. You should have saw some of the answers. I think I snapped you.
It did.
Was like it was like finish the phrase or whatever, and you had to fill in what they would say, what they would call their babies, and I was just shithead.
Yes, you were going savage. I always have a really hard time with games like that because I too have been in your shoes where not feeling great at showers. And I was saying this actually on Sunday. I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, you know what? When it comes the day that I'm going to have showers, I'm going to have, a nice little basket of like Advil, hangover cures, make an announcement, say, you know what? If you need any of the items, these are here. I am not judging you. I was once you, and enjoy the day.
It's just crazy to think that it happens to everybody, but this is the stage that we're at in life now, that people are purposely getting pregnant, engaged, married, and for the people who aren't there yet,
we're hanging out.
We're chilling, but, our time will come, but also, it's just wild that half the people there, are hungover, and half the people are married and pregnant and, I don't know, planning their families.
There's been crazy amounts of engagements lately, at least 3 or 4 every single weekend of like either somebody I know directly or somebody that I know through somebody from high school.
Well, I feel like there was that few people that got engaged and married right away. Mm-hmm. And then there was a big break of nobody doing it. And now it's like one after the other.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah. And it's just going to keep happening. But we actually have a little spicy story, a little shady story of our own. So we know someone who just got engaged, and they got engaged to one of 2 sisters that they slept with.
Both sisters.
So they hooked up with one sister.
Back in the day.
That ended. Now they're engaged to the other sister.
I don't know how that happens. Do they both know? Because clearly sister A knows. Does sister B know?
Right, because the first one obviously knows.
Sister A,
but the second one
has to be aware.
Know? But we also did some snooping.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still evidence
of Sister A commenting on said man, playa, if we will, having Sister A put hearts, put heart eye emojis on their Instagram that they haven't thought to go and delete the evidence unless this is common knowledge.
But
I need to know.
I feel like this is straight up from like a Shady story that we would tell.
It is. But it's real life. I mean, so are the Shady stories.
The Shady stories are too, but we just know these people, so.
But too far removed to know the truth.
We just know of them. We know the situation, but they probably don't even know that we know.
There's no way that they know we know.
I love those kind of situations, though.
Yeah. I feel like I know too much.
Anyway, so there was that happened. That was recent, too. We weren't sure if we were going to bring it up, but then we were like, they don't know we know. And also,
it could be anybody.
It could be anybody. And who's going to admit that they're in that situation?
That's so true.
Who's going to be like, oh, they were talking about us? You want to admit that?
You want to publicize that?
You want to own up to that?
To the Halians?
So. Oh, God. We're really going to go for that?
I think it's funny.
I do. I actually like that out of
all the options.
I think so. It's just different.
It is. Evan, Hailie's boyfriend, did have an idea of his own.
Evan. Oh, the shadows.
I was going to say our boyfriends, but Brian was just egging him on with it. He was like...
Because Shady, so we were saying the shadows, but then it kind of sounds cryptic.
It does sound cryptic, but it was kind of funny.
Kind of could be cool, though. We'll think about that one, too. Let us know what you guys think about.
The shadows?
Or if you have any cool names. We're growing... We feel close with you guys that watch and listen and comment and live chat with us. So we want to be able to call us something.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else happened this week? We witnessed road rage. Serious life-threatening road rage. So we went last Saturday when we weren't acting like feral rats. We went and got food really late, and we were driving back, and
were we acting like feral rats? We were getting takeout at an absurd hour, and we drove an hour to get there.
But that was because we worked during the day.
So we deserved it. We got hibachi at 10 o'clock at night.
And it was well deserved.
It was delicious.
And I have no regrets about that part. But we're driving back, and we see two cars stopping next to each other, rolling their windows down. And at first, we're thinking so innocently, oh, they must know each other. All of a sudden, we see them trying to run each other off the road.
It was honestly wild. I've seen road rage before, but never like this, where they were swerving into each other's lanes and actively cutting each other off, but like to the point where it was a very busy road, and there were a multitude of other cars around that could have been hit, including ourselves.
Yeah, well, we were right behind the one car, and that was when we first realized, oh, they're stopping kind of far back. Why are they stopping here? And then once we saw the car literally tried to hit the other car and run it into another car, which this third party had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do.
So then they took off and did a Michigan U quickly, tried to swerve the car, then realized they're probably going to try to do the same. Yeah, try to do the same to me. So they do it, and then we see the other car that was involved hurry up and do another U-turn to try to catch them again. Thankfully, we did see a cop that was right in the mix of it. So we were hoping they also saw what was happening, and then we were joking about it. We're like, there must be something in the water.
There is.
There's literally something in our water in Michigan.
They're like,
right now, our water is contaminated.
I had no idea, and I was guzzling water on, what was it, Saturday morning, Friday night. We had no idea that this was happening. I was like, great, I just drank 100 ounces of contaminated water.
Yeah, because it started, I think, the night before, so nobody knew. It was on the news the next day. So it was, I think, close to 1 million people were affected, including us.
Yeah.
And we didn't know the first night. So I didn't drink the tap water, thankfully, but I was using the ice. And I didn't even think about that. And then I panicked because I realized that I was giving the dogs the water. And thankfully, they were fine. And we were also fine. But, I mean, yeah, it's kind of sketchy. And I think there are some areas that are still affected right now.
Yeah, Brian's house is still affected. And apparently it's like going to be at least 2 weeks before they have it fixed.
That's wild.
I know.
Yeah, some leak happened.
I think it was in Lake Huron.
That came from the lake to the houses. So there was a leak of some sort that caused...
Wild.
Yeah. I've never... In 20, however many years, I'm not saying how old I am again, however many years I've been around, I don't think I've ever had this happen. They're doing like a boiled water advisory.
Yes.
Boil your water before you use it. So that was kind of wild. So there literally was something in the water that's making everyone crazy. Speaking of, we saw today, Britt saw somebody flip somebody off.
Yeah, I saw more road rage. This truck, and in both cases, they were trucks that were causing.
Are you stereotyping trucks?
I don't know, but I don't know. It's a.
If it's the facts, if it's
truth is truth. It's a consistent factor in these stories that there is a truck and they just stuck their whole arm out as straight as they could and flipped the bird.
Should I tell my story?
Yeah, I was going to say, was that also a truck?
No.
She has experience with this.
So this was before the water was contaminated, so I don't know what this lady's
So not
excuse
related
was.
to the truck situation or the water.
Yeah, this lady had no excuse. So we're driving, and it's where 2 lanes go to get on the expressway, and they merge. And so I'm driving whatever, and she was right next to me, like even with me. She could have easily went behind too. There was a big line of us that were in the correct lane. She was the one in the merging lane. So she starts getting over on me. Like, I had to press the brakes because she didn't care. She was going to hit me.
I don't understand
And
what people's thought process
She knew she was about to hit me too. She was smiling, having a great time about it. So I like hit the horn because she was literally right about to hit the front of my car with the back of her car. And so I had to slam on the brakes, slow down. She got over. We get on the expressway. Oh, and by the way, when I hit the horn, she flipped me off. Just smiling, though. Smiling while doing it, I swear to God. It was the most
sociopath
It was
behavior.
the most cynical smile I'd ever seen.
I'm scared.
I couldn't believe it. And the rage that I felt because of how she was acting, now I understand why people get so upset. So anyways, we get on the expressway, and, now there's back to 2 lanes. So I get over, and I'm passing her. I didn't even want to look at her because I was so angry, but she takes her hand out the window and waves it. Single finger waves it all, you know what I mean? And what I felt inside, I couldn't even.
I can see it in your eyes now.
Right now, when I think about it, I sweat because I was so angry. And even now, I get PTSD when I'm merging on the highway.
I can tell. I'm not surprised.
Anyways, so don't do that. Don't act like that. Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm serious. I was so angry.
I don't know. I've been acting with some rage lately, too.
Yeah, you are just as bad as her.
Yeah, I flipped someone off the other day, and I'm not in my character to even use my horn while I drive.
Oh, I
was having a day.
I'm no stranger to using the horn.
No, you're not.
But
I am.
Only when it's necessary. I always tell Evan because he gets mad when I honk the horn. I'm like, that's what it's there for.
I am the same way. I don't use my horn, and
you just use your finger.
Yeah. I wasn't even in my car. It's so bad. But no, I was leaving the gym. This was like a little while ago. It was when I got my new car. You listened last episode. Yes, I bought a new car, and I was leaning forward to see like if I could turn left or right, and I accidentally started like laying on the horn, and this poor couple was walking their dog, and they started staring at me like I was beeping the horn at them, to the point where I rolled down the window. I go, "I'm so sorry. It's a new car. Like, I didn't mean to honk my horn," and they were so confused.
Do you have a special horn in this car?
I don't use my horn, so I didn't know it was going to work. I scared myself.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like leaning forward and I didn't even realize it was me at first.
We truly have been so trustworthy with the stories we tell, because not even the stories we tell, our supplemental materials, you're flipping people off. I'm talking
They deserved it. They were cranking their neck to stare at me.
Acting feral out here. And then I posted a photo of us hungover flipping off from Lala on Instagram in one of our little carousels that we do after the shows. We're just really getting comfortable with you guys, so don't make us regret it. Also, speaking of people acting wild, this is more what I've been watching, but on Netflix, there was a Woodstock 99.
you told me about this, and I was not aware that Woodstock
Did it a second time.
came back.
So, Woodstock 69 was the original Woodstock. Why are you laughing? Are you literally laughing at 69?
No, yeah.
No one yet?
I didn't realize that was when it happened.
Oh my, I can't.
I'm so sorry. It's the most immature thing I've ever done.
I thought there was something on me or something.
No, just go on with your story.
Oh, no problem.
I'm so sorry. Crying.
Other people we know are having kids, getting married, and we're laughing at 69. So that's where we are.
Okay.
And anyways, so the original Woodstock was in 69, which actually adds up because they were all naked, hippie. I'm serious. That's what it said in the thing.
I'm sure.
It was. You're crying right now?
Yeah.
You're done. You're cut off. So, anyways, so it was when everyone was in the hippie era, no war, peace, doing drugs, naked, walking around, having a good time. And this was picture rolling hills of green grass.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's walking around happy. The music performances were slow and mellow and peace.
Sounds beautiful.
Now flash forward, Woodstock 99. They wanted to recreate Woodstock 69, but with the idea, which they admitted, the founder, was they wanted to actually make money on it this time, because when they did it the first time, they didn't make money because the way they had enclosed the area that it was in was very much open fields.
Oh.
So a lot of people were coming in and getting in for free, and they just didn't really make money on it. So when they wanted to redo it, the idea was obviously to recreate Woodstock, but then also make some money. So they put on Woodstock 99, and I'll say it was a lack of planning. With security, water, stuff like that. So basically, they break it down day by day. And, first day, everything was fine. Things started to get a little bit out of control towards the evening because they had a lot more rock performances at Woodstock 99. And so the vibes were not mellow. It was, everybody was moshing, rocking out, getting a little wild in the crowd. And they said it was just getting a little aggressive. They were nervous, but by the end of the night, things kind of calmed down. It was at a military base that they used.
That's interesting.
So because it was fenced in, it was enclosed, so they thought, okay, we'll make our money in tickets because you cannot get in if you're not having a ticket.
Right.
So in the hangars where they would keep the airplanes from the military, they set them up as different things. So one of them was a rave hangar. So every night after the shows would end, you could go to this rave, and they would have DJs, and things would get even more wild. So basically, night one, everybody went to the rave. They framed it as didn't sleep, did drugs, continued drinking. And so by the second day, it was really hot. Everyone was hungover, dehydrated. And apparently they kept price gouging things because you weren't allowed to bring your own stuff in, and it was a 3-day thing. So people couldn't afford the water. They had water that was available to everybody, but people were getting mad because they didn't have enough stations. So at one point, somebody broke the pipe to all the water. It got disgusting, mixed with the porta potty stuff.
No.
And so basically, you couldn't really even drink that water at that point. So the heat, everyone's hungover, drinking. They're getting mad at the establishment or the people that put this show
Yeah.
on because they're feeling very much like it was a money grab.
And they're probably sick if they're consuming any of that water.
Yeah, and a lot of people did get sick. And so basically, again, things were getting very aggressive. By the second day, people were throwing their trash like at the artist performing. People were throwing trash at employees. Another thing was the security. Like I said in the beginning, the security wasn't that good. And one security guy said that securities that got asked to be there were kind of just off the street. So they would get there and sell their security shirt for money because people thought, oh, if I have a security shirt, I could get in the back. I could go backstage and stuff. So security was not legit.
No
water, heat. And so, and just an out of control crowd. Very much not, it was not what it was in 69. It was very much more aggressive. And so by the third day, they decided everybody somehow lived. The people that were still there wanted to stick around to the very end. So the founders got a little cocky and were like, we couldn't do this candle vigil we had planned because nothing went wrong. They were avoiding that things that have gone wrong at this point, and they thought, okay, we can cover this and say it was a successful festival. Everybody's alive, whatever. So they decide to go through with this candle vigil that they were going to do. And they pass out candles, fire, to
all the drunk people.
Over 100,000 drunk, angry, raging people. And just exactly what people predicted were going to happen behind the scenes when they realized that they were doing the candle thing. Everybody was saying, you have to stop. Do not do this candle thing. They will burn this place down. And that's exactly what they did. So by the end of Woodstock 99, they had literally burnt the festival grounds. They set a row of trucks on fire. They ended up exploding.
What?
And
this is on a military grounds?
Yeah. By
That's
the
insane.
end of it, what only made it break up was the state troopers came in and had to literally get everybody out.
I feel like that should have happened like 2 days prior.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I had no idea this happened.
I didn't even know there was 2 Woodstocks. I thought there was just the original Woodstock.
Well, everybody was very disappointed that was a part of it because they had planned they were going to keep this going as a festival, as something that happened every year. And it was quickly shut down. So, yeah, that's Woodstock 99. It's a sad story, to be honest. And
it is a sad story.
It could have been such a thing. And I feel like now everybody with planning has been so much better, although we still have incidences where there's not enough security, not enough water,
I feel like that's the one thing that you can't cut corners on or cut cost on is your security and fundamental things like water. Like at Electric Forest, there are so many water stations.
Yeah.
For people because you have to be able to stay hydrated, especially in the heat at a festival when people are drinking.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I'm doing that again where I say yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
I've noticed I said a couple times.
I just caught myself. So yeah, if you didn't watch that, I kind of just summed it all up, but it was very interesting to see how the people were acting though in the crowd, and also the performers. I didn't even tell you this part. So the closing act was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Shut up. They were just here.
Okay, well, hopefully he wore clothes because the guitar player was butt-ass naked.
On the stage in front of everyone?
Yes. Whole ding-a-ling out. I'm serious. Only the guitar, but he would jump around and just not care. And when I was watching this alone, and Evan...
They showed it?
Yes.
They have footage of this?
Yes. Full.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you can just...
Maybe that's where Tovlo got inspired.
No, because she gets in trouble now. Even, I'm pretty sure they took the Hulu thing down.
Did they?
Because I tried to search for her on Hulu because we talked about Hulu live streamed. And I looked for it on Hulu. I couldn't find it.
Dang.
So she does that like every show, though. I looked it up.
You know?
I just needed to know. And yeah, so he performed fully nude. And I was watching this alone. And Evan walked in about on the 3rd episode. And he was intrigued right away. He was like, what's going on? It was showing all these crazy crowds. And they were tearing soundboards down and whatever. And all of a sudden, I think I'm still watching alone because he walked in. He like said something. He's like, what is this? And then I thought he walked out, but he didn't. So I'm sitting there.
Was he just like standing and pacing?
Yeah, he's pacing around. And so I think I'm watching alone still. And all of a sudden the scene comes on where the guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers is butt naked, just performing in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And I hear from the back, is he fully naked? I'm like, oh, you're still in here? Yeah, he's fully nude.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was interesting. So hopefully he wore clothes because they were just in Detroit. But I said too, isn't that a crime? Isn't that like public
illegal?
Nudity?
Yes, it absolutely
illegal?
Is. No, but I always thought that I feel like there's a lot of stuff that goes on stage that is illegal that is just allowed, because I remember thinking that in like high school I went to a Wiz Khalifa concert at DTE and he was just lighting up like
smoking a fat blunt. No one cares.
No one cares. No one's fazed by this, and that was very legal at the time in the state of Michigan.
Now I get confused because I'm thinking, okay, it is legal, but I thought it wasn't legal in public.
Right.
So
I don't know the parameters around that.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I guess also if you want to see naked performances and wild audiences, check out that docuseries. And then also we have been watching, well, it's over now, but we were watching Rush Tok on TikTok.
It's always fascinating. I didn't get as many TikTok videos of Rush Tok this year as I did, I think, in season 1 of Rush Tok. They were harder for me to find.
I love that we're acting like it's a real thing, calling them seasons.
Well, there's speculation that there's going to be an HBO docuseries on it.
Really?
Yeah, I saw on TikTok there was like a post that looked like a screenshot of some sororities or Panhellenic Council's Facebook page, like probably their private one that they had just for the girls, of saying something like, it's so disappointing that this experience is going to be tainted for like these few girls they picked, because allegedly HBO like had like certain PNMs, potential new members, that were going through the Rush process words the process.
You added extra syllables.
I don't know what's going on. And that they're going to be featured in this series. Is that true or not? No clue.
Wait, I'm sorry. I also just zoned a little bit. So
did you?
I'm so sorry.
Into what?
I was thinking about PNMs, and you know how now they call people who are...
I don't know where you're going with this. I'm just kind of scared.
Bro, we gotta stop recording so late. You know how they're
You've been crazy looking again. What kids?
I don't know. The kids these days are calling. I'm serious. They're calling people NPCs.
What does that mean?
Non-playable characters, which basically means you're not interesting, or it's like an insult. You know how people would say you're mid?
Yeah.
Now it's you're an NPC. Like there's nothing there.
I feel like an NPC right now. I have nothing to say to that.
Anyway,
what?
I don't know. And so when you said P&M, my mind just went to MPC, and then
You got distracted.
I got distracted, and I'm really sorry, but continue.
So basically, for everyone else that missed that, my first retelling of the story.
No. So Rush Tok
could be on HBO Max,
which is
potentially
the sorority thing, because we talked about this before, didn't we?
I think so.
So it's a sorority recruitment process, and the girls go on TikTok and they walk you through day by day what they're wearing, what they brought to go walk around to like 100 houses and get basically interviewed. And I only got one girl on my For You page this entire time.
Yeah, same. I didn't really get many girls. I got more. You know what I got more of was the actual sororities during their prep and their work weeks of them getting ready to have Rush and to interview the girls. I got a ton of that.
I really didn't get any of that. I just kept getting the same girl over and over on my page. And we were just before we started recording, she apparently has grown
exponentially.
Like exponentially.
That's a word, right?
Exponentially.
You're
putting a D in there.
I don't know. Some words I can't say properly.
Exponentially grown.
Really? That's how you say it?
Exponential.
There's exponential. There's no.
You're putting a D in there.
There's no D in that word?
You're saying like expedited.
No.
Which
maybe it's a merge of both.
That's what you're doing.
I've definitely said that in like professional settings.
Exponential. You know, when you have a graph and you have the exponents and it's going like this, so it's exponential.
Oh.
So anyways,
hopefully we can get a supplemental material of a graph here.
This is becoming the most random thing we've ever done. So we're trying to be more casual, and this is, I guess, what you get. So anyway, back to this Rush Tok. I've only gotten one girl, same girl, and she's exponentially growing, apparently more than most people, maybe anyone that has from Rush Tok that quickly grown. And I've seen too, she's already gotten
so many brand deals,
sponsorships and stuff.
Everyone's reaching out to her. I saw a video. It was like Celsius benefits. I don't know who else.
Is our podcast Chop Liver?
Apparently. I will show what's in my bag if that means we get stuff.
We're open to eating, drinking.
We're great role models.
We're ridiculous right now. Okay. And so my point was the girl that was huge, growing all over TikTok.
Star of the show.
She got the same sorority as us.
She's our sister.
Our Zista, if you will. I mean,
because have we said that before? We were in the same sorority. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Did we?
I feel like we intended to say that, but we didn't. We were in the same sorority.
I do think we said it.
Did we?
Maybe. Well, we were in the same sorority.
But not the same schools.
Hers was at Central. Mine was at Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany was very committed, took it very seriously, may or may not have a tattoo of the sorority, and I was the complete opposite.
It's fine.
But I stuck with it.
We all have our place in the sorority.
I actually stuck with it, which is
I'm proud of you for that.
Wild. I made like 2 friends.
That's good. It's more than 0.
It was fun though. It was. I feel like, well, the controversy was when she opened her bid that what sorority she got, she seemed not happy. And so everybody was coming.
You told me that. I said some people don't look happy when they open gifts either, but their heart is happy.
Yeah.
Although she did know she was recording herself.
She knew she was recording. She could have at least pretended. Woo. But she's not an actress. She's just a normal gal.
Yeah. She's just out here living her life.
And she's a Zista, so we support her.
We do. Congrats. Zlam, if you will.
Ridiculous. I honestly, I think we covered everything we were going to say.
We did.
It was just not as concise as we usually
No.
are. But let's get into the shady stories. So am I going first, then you, then me?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Here we go. Shady story number 1. So, back in the day when people didn't have social media accounts, I met a random guy on the street who asked me out on a date, so I went on a first date with him out of boredom. I can say it was a decent date, but I was not so into this guy. So he was out of town for the weekend and told me that when he comes back, we should meet again. And I said yes, although I didn't want to hang out with him anymore. So Sunday evening, I get a text from him, and he asked me if I wanted to meet. So in a panic attack, I was, or thought I was, texting my best friend saying that I don't want to meet this guy anymore because I'm not into him and he's kind of ugly. And I don't feel any chemistry going on. And I asked her what I should do. But instead of sending the SMS to her, the text to her, I was sending the text to him. He wrote me back something like, "You should tell me this in my face and not tell your friends about it." I was so ashamed that I didn't say anything at all ever and ghosted him. So a few weeks later, I met him randomly on the street, and he was still salty about it, lecturing me about how it wasn't okay what I did and telling me that I was like a beautiful apple on the surface, but with worms inside. So instead of apologizing, I was laughing in his face and walked away. I was shady until the end, I guess.
What kind of comparison is a woman to a apple with a worm inside of it?
I feel like I could see this from both sides, kind of, because if she didn't want to go out with him, either just tell him
True.
no. But also she can text her friends whatever the hell she wants, and it went to the wrong person, but truth is truth.
Truth is truth, but then she did proceed to ghost him, and I stand for a lot of things, but I do not stand for ghosting.
In that situation, though, they only went on one date, and what was she gonna say back? Clearly,
Sorry.
she was caught, I guess. But it's kind of ballsy to keep dragging it out when he saw her in person to also say, "Hey, you shouldn't have done that, and you're an apple," or whatever.
Yeah.
To keep it going. That's kind of like...
Clearly, he thought about it enough to have that comparison on deck. Like...
Yeah. Now I kind of feel bad for him.
Do you?
I don't know. I see both sides.
I mean,
like, she doesn't have to like him. Just because you go on a date with someone, you don't have to end up liking them. And you can say no to a date.
Yeah.
So.
But you could have said sorry.
Sorry I called you ugly.
There's not a lot of coming back from that.
She was caught red-handed.
Truth is truth.
He knew. But at that point, too, like, he knew what he needed to know and move along. You know? There's no ghost. Yeah. Even in that situation, she ghosted him, but what did he want after that? did he want her to come back from it? Like, how do you come back from that? No,
you don't come back from that.
Yeah, so I think that one ended as quickly as it should have.
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy and gal.
Shady story number 2. This one's a little bit longer, so bear with me because we all know words are hard for me today. My sister, I feel like because this is, I think I've only read this once. I feel like I'm in elementary school when it's like popcorn and it's your turn to read and you're nervous that there's going to be a word that you don't know how to pronounce. And I currently have that fear.
Didn't you pick this story?
Yep.
Awesome.
I read it once.
Perfect.
And I thought it was funny then. Let's hope I still find it funny now. My sister and I are twins, and so we share everything our whole lives by default. When it came to boys, we would always dibs them, from regular everyday boys to celebrities we had zero chance with. We just didn't want to share guys. Flash forward from birth to ages 8 to 10, my older brother's friends were always the best looking guys to us, and we had dibs on them as well. My sister had dibs on my brother's one friend, but I genuinely thought, with it being so long, we were 24 turning 25, that it was just an innocent thing that she thought that he was cute when we were young, and it went away, and she never expressed any real feelings or anything. A lot of my brother's friends aren't that attractive to me anymore, but this one is next level hot. With that being said, my oldest brother passed away, and this friend was his friend specifically. We shared grief and a lot of similar relationship issues, and we did talk a lot, and there's a lot of genuine love and respect between us. One night, we went to hang out, and I had an inkling that stuff was going to happen. And when my sister asked where I was going, I didn't tell her the truth. I told her I was going for a drive, and I thought she'd find it weird I was going to hang out with him, just being so late. So I went and I hung out. Sure enough, stuff happened. We made out a few times listening to rock music, danced in the headlights on the back road at night. Are you laughing? Stop laughing.
I'm sorry. Continue.
What's so funny about that? The rock music?
I was just picturing it all.
Okay. It was honestly really fun. Then I thought of my sister. We were sitting there talking before I left, and he got a call in which someone asked him if him and his girlfriend were going to their party. Double whammy for me. My sister didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. Turns out she did have real feelings for him. Whether or not anything would have happened between them was besides the point. She was devastated, and this was the longest fight in our whole lives that we've ever had, and it turns out that he did have a girlfriend. It was a very messy situation. The girlfriend never found out, and I don't think I tried to I don't know what this says. I try to ignore the fact that it happened, and him and I are still good friends, and it's something that we just act like it didn't happen and moved on. My sister still brings it up from time to time, and honestly, it's a sore spot. Not fun. Do not recommend.
Wow.
I messed up a few words in there, but this reminds me of our real life Shady story we were reflecting on earlier.
The sisters with
the sisters with one guy.
I kind of always wondered how that worked with twins, though, because
being the same age.
Well, yeah, but also you're
look alike.
Literally shared the same DNA, so you would think that you would find the same people attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? And then
they call dibs.
But then that person is clearly going to find you both attractive if you're twins, if they find one attractive.
It's true.
So then how does that work? Like, you just go your whole life dating somebody knowing that they also think your sister's hot?
I don't think I'd be okay with that.
I would not be okay with that. I would be very jealous.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way.
Well, and so I'm confused to how the girl in this situation did not know that this guy had a boyfriend or a girlfriend. He was cheating on his girlfriend with the sister.
I mean, it could have been a low-key kind of girlfriend.
That's true.
Maybe they didn't have social media.
That's true.
Also, kind of alarming and random fact, but my mom's a twin. So I could potentially have
You
twins.
could have twins. It could actually happen to you. That stuff is genetic and it skips a generation.
Yeah, and my mom didn't have twins, so
Have you ever thought about this before?
A few times, but I try to just not think too hard about it because it's kind of stressful to think about.
About having twins? It's crazy because I was just talking about twins at work today. We were having a full-on discussion. Somebody that we used to work with just had twins. Yeah. And so we were talking about it, and I don't think it runs in my family, so I don't think it's an option for me.
I think it's very much genetic.
Yeah.
I think it is genetic. But yeah, my mom did not have twins, so I've also heard the skips a generation thing. I don't know how true that part is.
I think it's pretty true.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never looked it up.
You're going to have twins.
And I think about
Does Evan know this?
I don't know. And I think he does.
Do twins run in his family at all?
No.
Oh.
No, but so my mom was a twin.
Mm-hmm.
Her twin sister had twins. So, and she didn't.
I think you might have twins.
Well, I guess
groundbreaking discoveries.
It'll be years, but we'll find out eventually.
When you're purposely trying to have babies?
Yeah, hopefully. When I'm at the age where I'm purposely trying to have babies instead of go out.
Instead of vodka waters.
Yeah. When I'm ready to have babies instead of vodka waters, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Okay. Shady story number 3. Strap in, ladies, because my ex-girlfriend was also a playa. So when we were together, I started to put on a little extra weight. Nothing too crazy, just some extra cushion for the push-in. I put it down to all the fizzy drinks and chocolate. I guess there's a fat Shady in all of us. Anyway, as we were both musicians, she says to me one night that she's got to comfort an old friend because she's feeling really down. She asked me if she can take my music equipment with her so that maybe her friend can try out some singing. I said, sure, that sounds nice. I was already growing suspicious, so once she left, I decided to snoop on her laptop. When you know, you know. I found tons of Facebook messages of her and a guy who she had been dating regularly behind my back. It turned out the guy was also a rapper but didn't have any equipment to record with. So she had gone with my studio gear and set it up with him so he could record songs. Something tells me that she wasn't recording, but she was hitting some high notes to that night. Needless to say, I put down the cake and picked up the weights, and nobody has ever allowed to borrow my stuff anymore, just in case I inadvertently become responsible once more for terribly homemade rap songs. Hashtag playa.
There's a lot of cheating. There's a lot of...
Whoever wrote this is clearly funny, though.
No, hilarious. This person is comedic, and I thoroughly enjoyed the use of playa multiple times.
Yeah. That's so messed up. You know how much equipment is? Hopefully she gave it back, though.
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't specify that.
Yeah. I hope you got that back in the end. And yeah, but he says they made the terrible rap songs exist.
Mm-hmm. So we would like to hear the terrible rap songs.
And also, it seems like they may have kept the equipment, and that's very tragic, and I'm sorry.
Very wrong.
But it seems like there's a little positive. You got into weights, and you feel like you don't have to let people borrow your stuff anymore.
You didn't need that in your life. That seems like a lot of, negative energy if she was sneaking behind your back and not telling you the truth.
In the end, it was a win for the person who wrote the story, I would say.
We support you.
But that is the last Shady story we're going to read this episode, and I think that concludes
it. Does. I don't even know what we talked about.
This was like a messy episode, but we're really trying to be more casual, so we'll see how this turns out, and we hope you guys like it, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.